Life is transient, we are mortal. That's a hypothesis. I mean, it's a fact, but let's for a moment float with the notion that it's a hypothesis. And life is infinite, it's incessant. That is the antithesis. Life is transient and temporary if you are witness to the phenotype, the hardware, the wetware, the eyes, the hair, the skin, the body, the behavior, or continuous if you observe the blueprint, the fundamental software, the genotype. Now that is a synthesis, and that is my 3-step story writing structure in reverse. So the process of writing a new story usually begins for me when I have arrived at an insight, an epiphany. This epiphany is invariably a synthesis of an age-old philosophical paradox. I take this synthesis that I have arrived upon and place it at the very end of my story. And then I reverse engineer the rest of it. I begin the story with a proposition, with a thesis, an abstract. Then I challenge the thesis with an extremely reasonable and logical antithesis. And then I offer reconciliation of the very two at the very end. And this meta structure is then reflected in almost every sequence, every scene. I didn't invent this form of philosophical storytelling, of course. I inherited it from one of the oldest traditions of logic, dialectics. So here are 2 exercises for everyone. Identify examples of dialectical logic in films. You're welcome to start with my films. Or of Chatushkoti, which looks at 4 potential premises. An axiom, its negation, the synthesis of the two, the synthesis of the thesis and the antithesis, or the negation of both the axiom as well as negation of the negation. And the second exercise for you could be to create stories that can be put across in such a triad or a Chatushkoti structure. I'll see you again tomorrow and share more tools of cognition and expression.